are outside the map, and today we invite you to discover an Ireland that goes far beyond the touristy castles and crowded pubs. Have you ever dreamed of getting lost in villages where time seems to stand still? Cliffs that take your breath away, and coasts where the wind carries ancient stories. On this journey, you won't just see landscapes, you'll feel every corner as if you were walking along secret paths, known only to a few explorers. Get ready to uncover medieval villages, colorful coastlines, and traditions that still pulse in every alleyway. Ireland holds secrets waiting to be discovered. We begin our journey in Adare, in the heart of County Limerick, a small treasure that seems frozen in time. Nestled on the banks of the River Meg, this village combines the serenity of the Irish countryside with the magic of its centuries-old buildings. As you stroll through its streets, the first thing that captures your eye are the iconic thatched roof cottages, with white facades and carefully tended gardens, as if lifted from a fairy tale. Every wavy roof, every wooden-framed window invites you to imagine life in the past, when the people of Adare lived in rhythm with the river and the seasons. Beyond its charming appearance, Adare preserves tangible traces of its medieval history. The 13th century Augustinian priory, now in ruins yet still imposing, speaks of a time of monasteries, rituals, and local trade that shaped the region's character. Walking among its worn stones is like opening an ancient book, where every arch and wall tells the secrets of generations gone by. Although Adare now attracts tourists from around the world, its authentic essence remains alive in the details. The scent of freshly baked bread from local bakeries, the murmur of the river accompanying walkers, and the warmth of those who keep tradition alive. Here, even among crowds, it is possible to feel as though you have traveled back in time, to a place where life moves at a slower pace. Yet Adare is not just a haven of history. It is a starting point to explore Ireland in its most authentic form. The combination of architecture, nature, and medieval heritage makes it a complete sensory experience. And if Adare is a medieval dream, our next destination is where that dream meets the ocean, a place where colorful houses line the tide and the salty breeze carries the secrets of sailors. We are talking about Kinsale, a picturesque coastal town in County Cork, in the south of Ireland, stretching along the famous Wild Atlantic Way. At first glance, what captivates is its explosion of colors. Houses painted in vibrant shades that seem to dance with each other, reflecting in the harbor waters and creating a postcard-worthy scene that never ceases to amaze. Strolling through its narrow streets feels like walking inside a watercolor palette, with every corner offering a new combination of tones and textures. But Kinsale is more than just visual beauty. This town has a rich naval history. Since the 17th century, its port was key for trade and coastal defense, and today, that maritime spirit can still be felt in every vessel that docks. Its gastronomy, another major attraction, has made the town famous for fresh seafood and restaurants that blend tradition with creativity. Local markets, filled with the aromas of freshly caught fish and baked bread, offer an experience that awakens all the senses. Kinsale's connection to the Atlantic Ocean is tangible. Waves crash against the piers, the salty breeze brushes your skin, and boats, big and small, seem to dance to the rhythm of the wind. From the coast, you can feel the vastness of the Atlantic, the same sea that has inspired generations of fishermen, sailors, and travelers. Sunsets over the harbor turn the town into a moving canvas, where the colors of the houses mingle with the golden and orange hues of the sky. Kinsale strikes a perfect balance between local life and tourist charm. While its streets fill with visitors, it is still possible to find quiet corners where you can hear only the murmur of the sea and the calls of the seagulls. And if Kinsale connects us to the ocean in its most joyful and colorful form, our next destination takes us to dramatic cliffs and wild landscapes, where the power of the sea combines with the proximity to the capital, offering a breathtaking natural spectacle. Howth, just a short trip northeast of Dublin, feels like a world entirely its own. This charming fishing village in County Dublin combines the proximity of the capital with the sense of isolation that only nature can offer. What truly defines Howth are its cliffs. Rocky walls rising dramatically above the sea, offering endless views of the ocean and horizon that seem to stretch infinitely. Howth's harbor keeps the fishing tradition alive, with colorful boats arriving each morning laden with the day's catch and nets spread out to dry in the sun. Despite being so close to Dublin, there is an authenticity here that many seek but few find. Local cafes, fish markets, and the chatter of neighbors blend seamlessly with the constant murmur of the sea. Walking along its coastal trails is stepping into a landscape that combines steep cliffs, green meadows, and hidden coves, where every turn reveals a more breathtaking view than the last. The trails in Howth allow visitors to enjoy the region's natural spectacle, whether watching seabirds soar on the wind or witnessing the waves crash against the rocks. It's a place where the energy of the Atlantic is felt in every breath, and where nature dominates completely, reminding us of Ireland's scale and beauty beyond the cities. And if Howth connects us to the power of the sea and authentic life near the capital, it's time to move westward, to more remote landscapes and villages where Georgian architecture and sacred mountains await to reveal another face of Ireland. But first, subscribe to our channel to join this ongoing exploration. Every week you'll receive stories, secrets, and lesser-known corners that invite you to step off the map and experience Europe in a whole new way. Let's continue and head to Westport, in the heart of County Mayo. This town is a brilliant example of how architectural elegance can coexist with the wildest nature. This planned 18th century village exudes unmatched Georgian charm. Symmetrical facades, colorful doors, and carefully maintained squares that reflect an almost artistic order, as if each building were a piece on a perfectly designed board. Walking through Westport feels like stepping into a living postcard, where every window and corner seems to tell the story of centuries of tradition and care. But what makes Westport truly unique is not just its architecture. Behind the town rises Croagh Patrick, the sacred mountain that dominates the landscape and has drawn pilgrims since ancient times. Its silhouette is a constant reminder of the spirituality that permeates the region, offering a striking contrast to the perfection of the Georgian streets. From the base of the town, the mountain seems to invite visitors on a deeper journey, one that blends contemplation, history, and physical challenge. The contrast between urban refinement and the raw surrounding nature makes Westport a place where every walk is a double experience. You can admire the harmony of human planning while feeling the untamed power of the nearby landscapes. Rivers, forests, and hills create a setting ready for any adventure, from peaceful strolls to more daring excursions. Westport shows how Ireland can balance culture and nature, history and spirituality, elegance and mystery. And as we bid farewell to its streets and Croagh Patrick, we move on to a place where language, music, and dolphins await to reveal another fascinating side of this country, the Dingl Peninsula in County Kerry. Here, Ireland seems to speak in its most authentic language, Gaelic. Dingl is a living testament to Irish culture and tradition. Its narrow, colorful streets are filled with signs, conversations, and songs in Gaelic, a reminder that here, the language is not a relic of the past, but a living force that gives identity and rhythm to everyday life. Walking through Dingl is a unique cultural experience. Its waters are home to fungi, the famous dolphin that has delighted locals and visitors for years, creating a magical connection between the community and the sea. Watching these dolphins ride the waves, leap near the boats, and play in the sunlight evokes a sense of wonder and belonging, as if the ocean itself were inviting you to be part of its secrets. Music is another thread that weaves Dingl's essence. Pubs and local homes resonate with traditional melodies, from the tin whistle to the bodhran, creating an atmosphere that blends joy, nostalgia, and celebration. Every note seems to tell ancient stories, local legends, and moments shared over generations, keeping the culture alive in its purest form. Even with its growing popularity among travelers, Dingl maintains a hard-to-find authenticity. Interactions with locals, markets, cafes by the harbor, and coastal trails preserve the feeling of exploring a place where time flows differently, closer to the rhythm of nature and community. Now, we head inland and to the outskirts of Dublin, to a place where historic castles, gardens, and harbors await, offering an unexpected contrast that combines history, nature, and tranquility. We are talking about Malahide in the north of County Dublin. This place combines proximity to the capital with a character all its own, making it stand out. This coastal village is a haven where history and modern life coexist harmoniously, creating a space that invites strolling, exploring, and simply breathing in the calm of the Atlantic. The undisputed star of Malahide is its castle, an imposing structure that has withstood the centuries and holds countless stories of families, invasions, and local traditions. Walking through its halls and chambers is like opening a living book that reveals secrets, legends, and details, transporting visitors to another time. Not far from its walls, Malahide's harbor maintains its activity and charm. Boats of all kinds sway gently on the water, while the bustle of fishermen and tourists adds rhythm and life to the scene. The castle's botanical gardens are another treasure that blends history and nature. Well-kept paths, flowers that change with the seasons, and green spaces that invite pause and contemplation create a perfect contrast with the energy of the harbor and the history of the castle. Here, nature seems cultivated with care, offering a sensory respite that complements the village's cultural richness. Malahide is, at its core, a place where every element, the castle, the harbor, the gardens, tells a different story, yet all converge in the same thread: the deep connection between people, history, and the sea. Its charm lies in this harmony, where one can feel both the power of the ocean and the calm of carefully nurtured tradition. And as we leave behind the castle's stones and the waves of the harbor, we head to Dalkey, a corner where Viking heritage and literature meet, offering a final flourish full of history and personality before concluding our Irish journey. Dalkey, south of Dublin, is a small town with a character that blends history, culture, and stunning landscapes. Although its size is modest, its historical significance is remarkable. This town was a strategic point during the Viking and medieval eras, and even today, traces of that time can be felt in its cobbled streets and ancient walls, which seem to guard the secrets of the past. Just a few meters from the coast, Dalkey Island offers a final escape for those seeking contemplation and contact with nature. Small, tranquil, and accessible by boat, the island invites leisurely walks among historical ruins and ocean vistas that leave a sense of wonder and calm. It is a place where history merges with the serenity of the sea, perfect for closing the circle of our journey through Ireland. Dalkey also shines for its literary and cultural heritage. Writers, artists, and creative figures have found inspiration in its streets and the proximity of the sea, making the town a corner where tradition and modernity meet. Bookstores, historic cafes, and murals evoke a creative spirit that can be felt on every corner. Exploring Ireland beyond the tourist spots is discovering a country that breathes history, culture, and nature in every corner. Medieval villages, dramatic cliffs, colorful coastal towns, and castles guarding centuries-old secrets remind us that authentic Ireland exists, but often remains hidden, waiting for those brave enough to seek it out. These hidden gems are not just places, they are experiences that teach us to look beyond the obvious, to find beauty and meaning in the unexpected. Every walk, every conversation with a local, Every trail by the sea reminds us that traveling is also about observing and connecting, not just checking destinations off a map. If this journey has sparked your curiosity, much more awaits in other corners of Ireland and the world. On our channel, you'll find stories, secrets, and places that don't appear in guides, designed for those who want to keep discovering, learning, and marveling. And as you let these images and sounds settle in your memory, imagine the Atlantic breeze brushing your skin, the murmur of rivers flowing through ancient villages, and the distant calls of seagulls over the cliffs. Ireland is still there, waiting to be discovered, and this is just an invitation for your own steps to seek it out and find it for yourself. The map lies ahead, but the true treasures are beyond it.